city. And right now I am at Constitution Road, behind the rear end of the hospital. And this is the Constitution River here, which is getting under construction. And this is the rear end of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, which is, I'm not sure the name of this road. I think it is Nursery Drive or something like that. This is the rear end of the hospital. And I'm looking across the Maritime there as well, which is the main entrance to the hospital. Looking across the Halls Road and Belmont Road. And this is the Constitution River that is being constructed. The Constitution River is in Bridgetown, which is the country's capital. Yes, guys. Walking across this is the Constitution River here that is being constructed. The Constitution River runs from Bridge Road, which is, it runs from the parish of St. Joseph straight through Bridge Road and into the city, into the Corinage, which is in the city. That's the Constitution River, which is being constructed, and this is off the Halls Road here. All Constitution Road, which is being constructed all across the Constitution River project. And you can see the Education Complex, which is the Lcpn Complex. And this is the former site of the Queen's College School. And it is now the Ministry of Education, and this is the exit to the Constitution River Road taxi and minibus terminal. Showing a small walk through history of Queen's Park. Queen's Park, this is the southern entrance. This is the Governor General's Gate. Yes, guys. And this is the Keith and Clay Walker Pavilion and Pasture. And we are looking across the Weymouth, which is the Transport Board bus depot, the main bus depot, which is in the city. Street, the city, and behind Weymouth you can see the ICBL complex, which is Insurance Corporation of Barbados Limited, which was once a former modern high school site until it closed in 1978. Yes guys, this is Queen's Park in the city. Looking back to the Governor General's Gate at Queen's Park and the exit to the Constitution River route taxi and minibus terminal. And you can see the Lcpn Complex, which is the Ministry of Education, and it was once the former Queen's College School before it relocated to Husbands St. James in 1989. This is a pond here which has been dried up for a while now. This goes all Queen's Park. Pavilion, and looking across the Weymouth, which is the headquarters for the Barbados Transport Board, as the bus depot, the main bus depot. Weymouth is in Robert Street, Bridgetown, and you can see the Weymouth Pasture and the Police Sports Complex. The Police Club, sorry. The Police Sports Club, Weymouth Police Sports Club. And this is the pond here at Queen's Park that has been dried up for a while now. We're looking all across the Constitution Road. It was renamed Constitution Road because of the Constitution River that runs from St. Joseph into the city. And this is the Lcpn Complex, which is now the Ministry of Education, and it was once the Queen's College Secondary School. There's the two lion heads at the entrance to the park. Looking across the Constitution Road, which is the Ministry of Education on the opposite side of Queen's Park. And this is another fountain that has been dried up. Yeah, this is the Lady Gilbert Carter Gardens at Queen's Park. And this is the bandstand where the Royal Barbados Police Force Band plays music every year, especially at Christmas time, on Christmas Day. This is where they play from, the Royal Barbados Police Force Band. Looking back to the southern entrance of Queen's Park, looking towards Constitution Road and Nursery Drive, and the southern entrance is best referred to as the Governor General's Gate, where you'll find the Lcpn Complex all along Constitution Road, which is now the Ministry of Education. And again, that was once the site of the Queen's College Secondary School before it relocated to Husbands in St. James in 1989. All the Ministry of Education. Queen's College is where our Prime Minister, Mia Amar Motley, that's where she attended school, and also former Minister of Government, Dame Billy Miller, she also attended school there as well. That is when Queen's College was here. Both of them attended high school here. And again, bandstand, Queen's Park, the Royal Barbados Police Force Band plays. We're looking across the Halls Road now, and across the Weymouth, and across the Robert Street. And this is the Daphne Joseph Hackett Theatre, Amphitheatre at Queen's Park House. That's good. This is the washroom facilities here at Queen's Park. The washroom facilities here at Queen's Park. Queen's Park is also maintained and run by the National Conservation Commission (NCC), where the headquarters is located at Codrington, just opposite the National Stadium of Barbados. This is Queen's Park House. We will find the Queen's Park Gallery and the Daphne Joseph Hackett Theatre. We're now approaching the North Gate, which is the Nelson Gate. And this is now bottom of Constitution Road. You will come across the First Baptist Church. This is this peach building here. It was once, and it is run by the Leacock family. This is Carolyn Leacock and her relatives, her brothers and so on. They all attend church here, and it's run by them. And that family. Looking at the steel shed, you can also see the Central Bank of Barbados as well, which is the Tom Adams Financial Center. This is the Central Bank of Barbados, and you can see the Queen's Park steel shed, where steel band music is often played every year, especially around our carnival time, which is crop over. Crop over is often held during the summer vacation, during the summer, and they often hold their steel band events there. Constitution Road, at the end of Constitution Road, beginning St. Michael's Road. And look back at the Queen's Park House and the bandstand and so on. And this is the kitchen where you'll find a mural outside of it. And now approaching the steel shed. This is the steel shed, Queen's Park steel shed, where I told you before that steel band music is played here every year around crop over, which is our carnival here in Barbados, and it's often held around summertime. This is the Queen's Park steel shed. This is the bottom of Constitution Road now, beginning St. Michael's Road. We can see the Central Bank of Barbados, especially the Tom Adams Financial Center. Central Bank was built in the 80s under the leadership of former Prime Minister Tom Adams. I think it was built during his leadership or soon after he died. Now approaching the North Gate, which is best referred to as the Nelson Gate. We are now approaching St. Michael's Road. St. Michael's Road, and it was referred as St. Michael's Road because of the St. Michael's Cathedral, which is ahead of me. This is the Anglican Cathedral for Barbados, and this is the Central Bank of Barbados and the Church Village Green. And the purple building ahead of me is the #1 British Supplies, and it was once Fort Royal Garage, which was the area for Mitsubishi vehicles in Barbados until 1999, when they moved out of there and moved to Warren's in Autodome Mall. And it was Galaxy Motors, and it is now the Dome Mall, massive dome. That's St. Michael's Road. Now approaching Church Village Green. That's good. This is the entrance to the river, Constitution River Route taxi and minibus terminal. This is where they load, and this is the former Fort Royal Garage building. And this is all recently refurbished Church Village Green. Yes, this was once a housing area, a housing village in the city, but they moved the houses to relocate them and relocated them to different places in different locations, and they configured it into a park where persons can sit down and relax and enjoy the sights and sounds and scenes of the city. Looking back to Constitution Road and St. Michael's Road. He was showing the Ellie Smith Funeral Home and the Christian Literature Crusade, which is a bookstore. And this is Central Bank and St. Michael's Cathedral. All Church Village Green in Bridgetown. And this is St. Michael's and Our Angels Cathedral, which is the head Anglican church in Barbados. This is all Church Village Green. And St. Michael's Cathedral. And this is the Central Bank of Barbados, best referred to as the Tom Adams Financial Center. And next door to the Central Bank, on the Central Bank compound, would be the Frank Coleman Hall, where they hold concerts, musical concerts, such as cantatas and choirs and so on. And next door will be the Corny Blackman Grand Saal, where they hold exhibitions, especially for Crop time and for Independence time in November. That's good. The Central Bank of Barbados, where you will find the Courtney Blackman Grand Saal and the Frank Coleman Hall. That's good. The Central Bank of Barbados. which refers to the Tom Adams Financial Center. You'll also find the Courtney Blackman Grand Salle and the Frank Coleman Hall, all attached to the central bank. All Church Village Green in Bridgetown. Where persons can come and sit down and relax and enjoy the sights and sounds of the city. And this is St. Michael's Cathedral here. St. Michael's and Our Angels Cathedral. We had Anglican Church in Barbados. That's the central bank. You will also find the graves of one of our national heroes, Sir Grantley Adams, who was also the Premier of Barbados and Prime Minister of the West Indies. He is interred in this churchyard, and also Tom Adams, who was his son, who was the son of Grantley Adams. It was also Barbados' second Prime Minister. He's also buried in St. Michael's Cathedral Cemetery, the central bank of Barbados again. And this is the former Masonic Lodge, which was once the site of Harrison's College's first site before it relocated to Compton Street, which is just across the street from here. It was here first when it was established in 1733, and then it moved from here back to into Compton Street, the city, and it was taken over by the Freemasons, and it was the Masonic Lodge, and it is now owned by the central bank as well. It's also part of the central bank. It is referred to as the exchange, a place of mystery and discovery. And you can see quite straight from here, Central Bank of Barbados. And this is Price Street City. This is Amen Alley that we're looking at. It was referred to as Amen Alley because of back in slavery, persons couldn't go into the cathedral, black people, so they had to come to the top here, and when the reverend is finished preaching, they will say Amen. And this is the Barbados Vagrant and Homeless Society. Next is Price Street, Bridgetown, the Central Bank of Barbados here, with the Barbados flag and the Central Bank flag. The former Masonic Lodge, and this is the popular discount supermarket. That's Price Street. There's a popular discount supermarket at Price Street. And this is all Price Street, the city. And this popular discount was once the Shares Cosmetique until 2001 when it closed the stores. And this is again Amen's Alley, which was referred to as such because of slavery. When the priest finished preaching at the cathedral, slaves couldn't go into church, black people, so they used to come up top here, and then when the priest is finished preaching, they would say Amen. Hence the name Amen Alley. Thank you guys for watching, and have a blessed morning.